Hello, this is Broyar, and welcome back to another episode of our Let's Play for Football Manager 2022 as we continue our Journeyman Glory Hunter run, now in our 13th season overall for this challenge. This is our third season in the Bundesliga with Borussia Mönchengladbach, and we're going to get things started off right away. So let's get right into the episode. All right, here we are. The last episode you guys saw the transfer special, so all the new players that we brought in, and a few players that we did lose as well. There may be some more changes as time goes by because there are a couple other players that do kind of want to leave, but I'm trying to talk them into staying, so we'll see what happens with that. But now's the time for our first game against SV Werder. Should be a relatively okay game for us, a good tune-up game for us. But we definitely want to get the ball rolling right away. So I'm actually going to go ahead and roll through kind of how I usually go through my players on tactics. Since a lot of players can play multiple roles, I kind of have to think about, okay, which role do I want to prioritize? And for me, it really depends on what am I trying to get out of a particular, formation or game or whatever. So in this particular case, I want to score lots of goals. So I'm going to make sure my top two players I want to make sure those two striker roles are the best players they could possibly be, and then we'll fill out kind of moving our way down from there. So, for example, we've got two strikers up here. Our best two strikers for these roles would be Greiger and Martinez, so they are in the right spots as far as those two strikers. Now, as far as which side do I want them on, looks like you can play reasonably on the left-hand side, but you're strong on the right. You're actually fairly strong on the left foot, so we're actually going to swap you two guys around just so you can play a little bit more on the left-hand side. Although, trying to think. I mean, if you're right-footed, okay, so here's the thing. If he's left-footed, him being on the left-hand side gives him a chance to kind of kick balls, kind of moving up this way into the goal. But what if he's going to run across the face of the goal? Then actually you would rather have a right-footed guy. Now, that to be fair, he is also right-footed, so I think it's okay. I'm okay with this move, but something to think about, maybe how they're going to actually move around dictates which foot we actually care about is strong, because maybe they're crossing the goal instead of moving up the sides. I think in this case we're okay, but we may adjust, as time goes by. And then we definitely want this anchor spot right here, this shadow striker. I think we want this to be pretty strong, with a little bit of stipulation though. I will say that since I know that Iliev can play a really strong shadow striker, actually, you know what? Not even more than the shadow striker. I think the two striker setup is fine. I actually think the next best position that we really have to get solid is this roaming playmaker. This roaming playmaker is going to be the connection between everything. So in that case, I actually think it is okay to move Mount back here and let him play that roaming playmaker spot. Then after that setup, I think we go back to the shadow striker as a third option. I think that's fair. I think that's a good move. And so that means Iliev can come in here as that shadow striker. We know he can play that well. I'm 100% okay with that. Apparently they don't like my collective win bonus. I did lower the collective win bonus for the cup and the Champions League, but I left the one for the season where it's at because I want to incentivize them to win the season. But anyway, as far as wings, left or right doesn't really matter. We'll just see who can play here. Man, Mount can play here too. That guy can play all over the place. Greiger can play back here. That is interesting. But we don't have any other strikers that are just exceptionally good. And although, what I would say is, even though I really want to prioritize those striker spots, that actually might play to people's strengths a little bit better, because Greiger can still get involved, and he's a basically, we went from, was it 4, 5, 6.5 stars total to, I guess it's 6.5 stars no matter which way we do it. So maybe we'll leave Greiger up there because we know he's an incredibly good striker. Give Gutierrez some chime out here. Honestly, the fact that Gutierrez, he's pretty young, isn't he? 23 years old. He's young enough that he should. Well, he's not really going to develop that much, but I think he can still get better at the position. I can't remember exactly how development works, if they can still continue to develop in that regard. We could always move Hernandez over here because he's got plenty of development ahead of him. I don't know. I think I like this okay. Sarmiento should be fine over here on the left-hand side as well. And then, of course, our wingbacks. I don't think these are going to change that much. Gibbons coming back from an injury. We do have Odilon or Bruckner. I don't know who we want to play here. They're both really well. Do a really good job, honestly. I'm going to leave Odilon here, but you might see these guys swap around quite a bit. And then over here on the left-hand side, it should be Schmidt all day long. It is, in fact. And then Lucas, for sure. I think I'm okay with that move. It's really just who's going to play alongside him. Honestly, I don't dislike this. We're going to see how he does. But we got plenty of defenders that can move around as well. And we're going to be rotating them quite a bit. Since this is not a top tier team, I think we can kind of give an experiment with Jae-Sung and see what he does here in that row. Well, let's get into this game. And we do have a couple injuries. Lakwa is injured for 6 days to 3 weeks, unfortunately, with a groin strain. And then Shunin is injured for 3 to 9 days. He's one of those newer guys. That's not as impactful to us, but the Lakwa one is a bit, unfortunately. Taylor is unfortunately suspended for a match. Would be nice to have him here. And then Antonio Carlos also is suspended. So that is that. Let's get into this and see if we can get a good result to kick this season off. And we'll get to see how this rotation or how this formation actually works. Or if it works. I mean, it seems to be working, but it's always good to see it in action. They're playing a 4-4-2. Pretty standard. All right, come on, guys. Let's get this off to a roaring start. All right, there's Schmidt with the ball. Coming across the middle like he's supposed to as an inverted wingback. Iliev over to Odilon. Odilon up to Gutierrez. Gutierrez turns around. He's going to have several guys in the middle. There's... Oh, Greiger couldn't get that one down. That would have been a perfect way to start the season. Needs to get him a mohawk. A little bit more better directionality on those headers. A good save by Andrada. Actually, not really that hard, to be fair. Andrada rolls out to Lucas. Lucas back to Andrada. Andrada up to Schmidt. Schmidt gets it up to Lautaro. There's Sarmiento. Lautaro's not quite fast enough to get on that one, unfortunately. There's one negative of having him here. He does not quite have the speed. There's Gutierrez, though. Back over to Odilon. Jae-Sung with the ball. Get to see him today. Lucas all the way back to the goalkeeper. Really trying to work this in there. Gutierrez with the ball over to Odilon. Odilon to Iliev. Iliev up to Greiger. Greiger, I think, has offsides, though. Good move. I mean, if he'd waited just a half step longer, I think he would have been fine. But... Or half second longer, I should say. But I think he is actually going to be offsides here. It's possible this guy was paying him on. It's hard to tell. Oh, I don't know who's playing him on right there. That one actually does feel like offsides, but we'll take it. They looked at the VAR. VAR says we're good. All right, here comes the throw in from Jae-Sung into Sarmiento. Sarmiento turns around, gets it over to Iliev. Iliev inside to Gutierrez. Yes, the Mohawk. The best hair on our team, by far. He's actually really good at headers, consider with the hair. I mean, it's funny. Oh, good stuff there. Gutierrez. Proving that he can play on that side over there. All right, here comes a corner kick. Can we defend these? Iliev chases... Oh, bad move there, buddy. Bad move. I don't know what you were thinking, my friend. Don't know what you were thinking. Giving up a goal here in a game, we should not be giving goals up. Your goalkeeper is going to be very mad at you. You know what? You owe him whatever bonus he was going to get for shutout bonus. There's Mafi getting a goal against his old team. All right, it's all right. Come on, guys. Shake it off. Really feel like we should have scored 3 goals in that first half. Well, we didn't have the XG for it anyway, so we obviously weren't playing well enough for that, but would have liked to have been. I think we should have been playing that well, I guess what I'm trying to say. We're definitely controlling the possession, though. That feels pretty good. Not sure if that'll stay that way throughout the rest of the season, but at least against this team. There's Greiger! Oh, buddy, just calm down a little bit. Like, settle in. Pick your shot. Don't go crazy. Don't just shoot it, you know, as soon as you see the ball. Corner kick coming in from Mount. Lucas! His first goal from a corner of the season in the first game. Keep it up, my friend. Does he have a mullet? Kind of almost looks like a mullet. So we got a mohawk and a mullet. I'm just going to start naming you guys after your hair. Where's Headband? Did we get rid of Headband? Was that Deers? I think that was Deers, wasn't it? All right. Who do we want to swap around here? Sarmiento's actually not playing well, and he's on a yellow card. So we're going to get Sarmiento out of there. We will be bringing nobody in. Never mind. I mean, we could try Greiger back there. I'm sure we have another striker, don't we? We can bring Hernandez in here, I guess. Actually, we're going to play musical chairs. I know Hernandez can play on the right-hand side. There we go. Lots of musical chairs, but it is what it is. One benefit of having guys that can play all over the place is that we can move things around, but at the same time, hopefully we don't get them too confused. All right. Ooh, Gutierrez now hurt, so never mind. That did not work. Oh, it looks like he says he can shake it off. We'll give him an opportunity to try and shake that off. Jae-Sung on a yellow card. Let's move you out for Davies. You played... How well did you play today? 7.1? That's actually pretty good. Keep that up, my friend. You might find yourself a good starting spot. But Davies, we obviously know, can anchor down that spot as well. Odeline throwing the ball in here. There's Iliev over to Mount. Mount holds it up for a second. There's Lautaro. Oh, Lautaro, you got to play better than that. I know you can. You're a better player than that because you've been around the league forever, or the football scene forever, I should say. Looks like Gutierrez is not able to shake that off. So we are going to be swapping some things around again. Greiger goes back up. Mount comes up. And Cordero actually comes in here. Could bring Bruckner, but I'm going to see what Cordero can do while we have the lead. Last 10 minutes here. Give him a little bit of a chance. Well, we're playing really well. I felt good. We only gave up a penalty shot. So, I mean, otherwise, I felt like we played really solid defensively. And obviously, we played well offensively. So, not bad. Now, again, how good of a team is that? Probably not that good. But still felt pretty good. We're in second place behind Union Berlin. That is a start. All right, we'll be right back for game number 2 against Mainz. All right, we're back for game number 2. A few swaps around. Maybe not the best, strongest team right here, but I'm really trying to prevent injuries, right? We're already getting some injuries coming in. Gibbons, Lacqua, this Tedeschi guy, which he's not really super featuring right this second, but he might at some point. Shunin, another guy that's youngster, but we're seeing the injuries, I guess my point. And so I'm really trying to rest the guys that are maybe a little bit high on the overall risk injury right now because of heavy match loads. So for that reason, here's our team today. We're going to bring Andrade in goal, Schmidt on the left, Odelan on the right. Davies comes alongside Cordero in at the central defender role. So both our center defenders buck out here. Bruckner comes in here ahead of them instead of Mount. Give him a little bit of rest. Sarmiento stays in here because we don't really have anybody else that can play there right this second. Taylor comes back from his suspension. So does Carlos. And then we have Iliev and Gutierrez up front as our 2 strikers. And this is still a capable team. I have full confidence in this team right here. I mean, we obviously want to preserve our guys for the really important games against, like, you know, RB Leipzig, Borussia Dortmund, things like that. So we will see Hertha Berlin, FC Bayern. So we'll see if we can keep that going. Again, this is not to discount Mainz. I think Mainz is a really good team, but I think we can still beat them with the team we've got. And if not, if we start to lose, we got players on the bench that we can bring in. So that's kind of the way I'm seeing it. Try to give our guys rest as much as possible this season. We really want to keep our guys well throughout the entire season as much as possible. All right, got a throw in coming here from Odilon. Let me get the other soccer ball out of the way. Gutierrez over to Odilon. There's Sarmiento. Not able to get on that one, unfortunately. Schmidt able to chase this one down, though. Turns him around immediately. Gets it over to Taylor. Taylor turns around. He gets it up to Gutierrez. Oh, yeah. 4th goal of the season for Gutierrez. Ah, so good. So good. Why can't y'all please play like that the whole season, guys? That was beautiful. All right, we're getting another throw in here. Bruckner with the ball. Throw it into Schmidt. Schmidt over to Taylor. Taylor. Oh, there's Schmidt again. Up to Odilon. Antonio Carlos with the ball now. Back over to Odilon. Up to Taylor. Taylor to Carlos. Oh, I thought he was going to have a really good shot there. It looked good. There's Taylor. Oh, man, he almost got it back in there. Taylor looking pretty good as a attacking midfielder. Looking pretty good. There's Davies with the ball. Up to Schmidt. Over to Odilon. There's Bruckner. Up to Taylor. Taylor gets to Carlos. Carlos gets it across to Schmidt. Running onto the... What? What? That looks so good. It's like he just threaded through all the other players and just came out of nowhere. I was not expecting it to be Schmidt running through there. Let's put it that way. He just head down books it. Man, what a play. These guys are looking good, guys. These guys are looking good. There's Cordero. Oh, he's the headband guy. Wait. I thought we just got him in. I thought Cordero was one of the guys we just brought in. I'm obviously losing my mind. Schmidt with the ball. Maybe there's 2 headband guys. Bruckner now. Over to Odilon. Odilon. Easy, easy, easy. With an assist from Bruckner, too. Goodness. These guys are looking good. If our backups, I say backups, some of these guys are starters, but a lot of these guys are primarily backups. If our backups can play this well, we're in a good place. We're in a really good place. Because you can keep your guys healthy, you can keep them fit. You can play the guys that are looking good, reduce injury risks. There's Gutierrez getting past the defense. Oh, Gutierrez. Oh, I'm glad I brought you on. Worth it. Worth it. Hey, if we end up winning the Bundesliga, all of these guys were worth it. Oh, man, what a move. Goalkeeper tried. He tried. Come on, guys. All right. Well, it's been fun so far. Can we keep it up? I like starting with mines here. There's Cordero. Bruckner with the ball. Gets it up to Iliev. Oh, not really. I mean, couldn't quite get full control of it, so that's not really his fault. Ooh. I was going to say, don't give a goal up to the injured guy. He's also got a headband. There's a lot of headbands out here. Apparently that is the thing. Corner kick coming in. Here's Schmidt. Good job. Chase that now on Gutierrez. Yeah, there we go. Iliev over to Sarmiento. Tries to get onto Taylor. Taylor not quite able to get onto that one quickly enough, though. Good effort, though. There's Bruckner with the ball. Up to Schmidt. Schmidt. Back to... Not good pass. Really not a good pass. I think he was trying to be fancy there. And, should not have been. Alright, let's get a sub in here. Maybe. Actually... If our guys are relatively fit, I might leave them out here. Because I want to rest as many of my other guys as possible. Is anybody here who's not played at all? Michelini hasn't played. Hernandez hasn't played, and Tedeschi's injured though. So we might bring in these two guys. That might be all we do though. The rest of these guys I kind of want to get rest. So, can Michelini play anywhere? He really can't, can he? The one bad thing about him is that I think he's fairly limited. That doesn't mean we can't start playing him somewhere and see if we can get him to kind of train into that spot. Where would we like to train him into more? Probably defensive side of things. We're going to play him in the, I mean, it's a risk, obviously, because we're putting a guy who doesn't really play there into a spot that he's not super familiar with. No, he can technically play attacking unconvincingly, but he's at least got a little bit of a dot there, so maybe we undo that. Maybe we put him in for Taylor. Give you a chance, my friend. Just see if you can do anything here. So we'll get him in here, see if we can get him developed up a little bit. Although I do need more defenders to be perfectly honest. Oh, we got a few that are getting there. I'll go with that. All right, I like it. All right, and then who else do we want to get? Hernandez in here. Schmidt's looking pretty tired. I may have to swap him out. So is Odilon, though. Hernandez can replace a couple people. Bring on for Carlos. Still might have to do that final swap, though, for Odilon or Schmidt. Probably Schmidt. No, at the yellow card, I think. Who do we have for you? We might have Bruckner that could come over here. Anybody that could play, maybe we can start, again, same type of thing. Train him to come and play over here. I think it's just the fact that we have some injuries that I'm dealing with. We're just going to play Lucas over here. Should be fine. 10 minutes isn't going to hurt him. Come on, guys. Gutierrez. Oh, good play. Good move. Man, he is looking so good. I am starting to be really glad I picked him up. Bruckner, man, he's done some stuff today too. Was that his second or third assist today? Something like that. He's had a couple. All right, good game. Man, solid game. Really, really well played, guys. Again, it's just a fatigue battle. We got to keep the fatigue battle under control. If we can do that, I think we're going to have an extremely good season. Glenn making his debut. Obviously, Gutierrez playing outstandingly. Yeah, I just really need to get him some time. He's a solid player that we're not playing that position right now. So, to be fair, when I got him, I was going to play that position. But, so maybe we're kind of sacrificing a really good player at the moment. But we just need to get some more time. We're going to see what we can do. Get him into some of these other roles. Get in some playtime, some of these other areas. See if we can develop another. That's one thing I do like. Players at his caliber should be able to play at least a couple spots in my opinion, to be able to be, at this level. I mean, just to be only one spot just feels very, very narrow. I'd like some guys that can play a little bit more flexibility. So we'll see if we can develop that into him over the course of the season. All right, well, we're going to put a cut in there. Let me know what you think about the team and how we've started. Obviously, a really good start so far. We got a lot ahead of us. FC Bayern coming up right next. We're going to get our first huge challenge immediately, and then we'll go from there. But I do appreciate you guys watching. May God bless you, and I hope you join me again next time. Thank you, and goodbye. I wanted to give a special shout out to the following channel members. Thank you so much for supporting the channel.